Biblical Shakers. Job can be a very tiring book to read from the Bible, but here we are again with another 5 chapters this week, 25 through 29. There are some wonderful salt shaker devotions included with a daily chapter read, so may you benefit from them. If you haven't yet, please check out my blog at biblicalshakers.blogspot.com, where you can find a little about the history of the group and learn about the authors who have written the devotions. Bildad's final reply in chapter 25 was weak. He was trying to get Job to confess, but he failed. Bildad accused Job of pride and was still claiming that his suffering was not the result of sin. It is too bad that Bildad did not encourage Job with the other attributes of God, like his grace, like his mercy, and like his love. The next 6 chapters are a composition of Job's speech, something like a summing up argument from an attorney. It weaves together pictures of God's mercy and power in a beautiful poem of trust. Chapter 26 brushes off Bildad's latest reply as irrelevant. Job began by saying that no one could possibly know everything about God, but wisdom comes from God. He then defended his upright life and how he effectively sought to follow God's way, admitting that he was not perfect, but that his motives were right. This chapter also included much about God's creation, which reveals his power and his wisdom. Chapter 27 finds Job still wanting to take God to court. He was bitter because God would not solve his problems his way. We need to remember that if we see God as an unkind judge, we will become bitter. But if we see him as a loving Father, our life will only be better. During all the accusations, Job was able to declare that his conscience was clear. He had asked forgiveness. We can't claim sinless lives, but we can claim forgiven lives. Our next chapter is an interlude in the book of Job, veering away from the dialogue between Job and his friends. In the 28th chapter, Job ponders the elusive nature of wisdom and understanding, comparing them to precious metals that are hard to mine from the depths of the earth. He emphasizes that these are invaluable, inaccessible, and ultimately come from God. Also, the words that come from God we should listen to are the fear of the Lord, which is a key theme in the wisdom literature of the Bible. It means to have respect and reverence for God and to be in awe of his majesty and of his power. This is the starting point to finding real wisdom. Our final reading is a poignant chapter in the Bible where Job recalls his past days of prosperity and respect, contrasting it with the current state of memory and content. Job was walking a fine line between bragging about his past accomplishments and recalling good deeds in order to answer the charges against him. He came dangerously close to being prideful. Pride can separate us from God by making us think we're better than we really are. While this is not wrong for Job to recount his past deeds, it is far better to receive God's blessings for his all. This will help keep us from inadvertently falling into pride. Next week, we close out Job's address. Who will speak next? You will have to check in and see, because Biblical Shakers makes reading the Bible way more enjoyable for you. And I pray the Lord will put a hunger on your heart